So the pendulum is swinging, but there's still a large population who thinks, well, I don't live in a third world country, so I don't have parasites.
Right.
And I'm like, well, let's talk about that. First of all, things move. We live in a dynamic world. Nothing is stagnant unless you're dead. And even things that are dead, there's still very dynamic other organisms that live within that dead thing, like mold, for example, right? Which breaks things down. So parasites, I think they're all over the planet. They're not just relegated to a third world country. We live in the United States. We are just as susceptible, if not more, to parasites because it's full of toxins everywhere. Than, maybe an indigenous culture in a third world country where they have been living closer to nature for longer and maybe they don't deal with parasites like we think that they would because they're getting holistic foods and all that. So, the way that I see it in my practice is I see all kinds of different parasites impacting people in a ton of different ways. And then I see the same with animals. And then I will see that so I live in Texas. I live out in West Texas. There's lots of ranching and farming out where I live. And we deal with a lot of parasites here. And a lot of the parasites that I deal with are there is a I don't, for lack of a better word, kind of a cross-contamination between human and animal, just because we out here we live so closely with them, right? We're managing the land, we're managing the animals, and there's a lot of different kinds of animals that people are raising and growing and that kind of thing. So I do see things that cross for sure. Um, but I don't think that it necessarily has to be specific to that. I think you can be, walking down the street and come in contact with something that somebody else was also in contact with. You touched it, that thing was still alive, and then you didn't even realize it, right? We touch our hair, we don't even know. We do things, we're human, we're weird, we do weird things. And then now we've got this thing. So parasites will cross. They do. And they will cross from human to animal and animal to human.
And the treatment that you would recommend that you've used, that you've seen progress with.